Hello bookish friends and welcome to my channel. So my name is Emily and this is my channel Books for Life. During the month of July I am participating in 2 readathons. I am participating in the Book Junkie Trials, which I will leave a link to my TBR for that above. And then at the end of the month from July 22nd through July 28th, there is the Reading Rush Readathon, which was formerly known as the Booktubeathon. I have decided to participate in that one as well. Now this is only a 1-week readathon compared to the other one, which is a full month. My goal, I'm filming this on July 3rd, my goal is to have all of my books for the Book Junkie Trials completely done by July 22nd so that I can jump right into these ones. So for the Reading Rush Readathon, you are encouraged to read 7 books, but you do not have to. I am going to try to read all 7. I have 5 here with me. 1 is an audiobook and 1 book is in my classroom, which I'll just have to go pick up at some point between now and then. But let's get started. So the first prompt wants you to find a book with purple on the cover. Now it can be a little bit of purple or the whole thing could be purple. So I have chosen a book that I've had for a long time but I have never read, and that would be The Gallery by Laura Marks Fitzgerald, and I just was completely obsessed with the cover when I found it. So this book takes place in the Roaring 20s and we follow a 12-year-old protagonist named Martha. Now Martha is, I believe, the new kitchen maid at this mansion, and the woman of the house, like the wife, hasn't left her room in years. Her husband is very, very rich, and so he just hires a lot of staff to take care of her, like his wife, and just like lets her be. And so no one has seen her really in years. So Martha's going to figure out like the mystery behind this. I know it has like a slew of characters. I'm not sure if it is multiple perspectives or if Martha is just meeting a lot of different people, but it talks about how there's a shady footman, a mansion with a secret, an eccentric recluse. So there's a lot of different characters. I'm hoping that this will be a quick read because this is middle grade. It is almost 300 pages, so it's not my longest actual like full-length novel, but hopefully this will be a good one. So the second prompt says that you have to sit in the exact same spot the entire time you read this book. Now you are allowed to get up and move around, but every time you read this book you have to go back to that spot. So my spot is going to be my bed. I love to read before I go to bed every night, and I have chosen a really, really short book for this prompt so that I could just sit down and read this in one sitting. And this is The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. Everyone raves about this. This is a graphic novel, and everyone says that it's absolutely adorable, and so I can't wait to dive in. The third prompt is to read a book that you meant to read last year, and because I am trying to read 7 books in 1 week, I have chosen a comic actually for this one, and this is Simon's Cat. So I bought this last year in I don't know, I think I got it from like Book Outlet, so I had like a huge book haul, and this is one. There really aren't many words, it's mainly just illustrations, but I think it'll be cute and funny and I'll be able to read this in one sitting. The fourth prompt is to read an author's first book. So no matter who it is, whether you're a Stephen King fan or a Sarah J. Maas fan or whomever, you need to go find their first book. At first I was trying to find a Taylor Jenkins Reid first novel, but my library didn't have one on audiobook. So instead I picked up a book that I started reading back in April for the Try Chapter tag, and I'll leave a link to that above. But I did not choose this one in that video, so I thought this would be a great time to finally read it. And this is written by Amber Smith, and this is The Way I Used to Be. So this is her debut novel. This is an intense read about a girl named Eden who is raped, and she's raped like the very first page of this book. So I could tell right from the beginning, like it had me like crying in that video. I know this is going to be an emotional ride, but I really have been like itching to get around to reading this one, and I think because it's going to hook me, I'll be able to fly through this. Prompt number 5 is to read a book with a non-human main character. Now this could be a witch or a wizard or a vampire or a dog or an ant, like it doesn't matter, it just can't be a human. So I'm going with Nimona, which is a graphic novel. I had this in my classroom, so I have to go pick it up, but here's a picture of it. And the reason why why I think this fits is because Nimona, the main character, is a shapeshifter. She does choose to take the shape of a human often, but there are times when she's a shark and when she's just other creatures. So she's not completely human, so I say this counts. So prompt number 6 is to read a book with 5 or more words in the title. So I have chosen to read one of the books that my school librarian gave me to read over the summer. I have a video all about the 8 books that she let me take from her library, from the school library, and so definitely check that one out if you want to see the other ones. But this is a new release, a new addition to the library. So this is The Last Voyage of Poe Blythe, and this is by Ali Kandi. So this is the woman who wrote the Match trilogy, which I really enjoyed. I believe this takes place at sea. I don't know anything else about it. I have heard, like my librarian told me that she heard really great things about it, and so I am anxious to jump into this. But this has 6 words, so it fits the prompt. This is a little bit longer than some of the other books, so I'm definitely going to have to learn to pace myself during this readathon and make sure I actually hammer out a lot of pages each day. And the last prompt is to read a book with a movie adaptation, and you also have to watch the movie. So I really hemmed and hawed about this one for a long time, and at first I thought that I would read To All the Boys I Loved Before, but to be honest, I don't want to read it, and I just could not bring myself to choose that one. So I decided I'm going to actually listen to the audiobook version of The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and I have not yet watched that movie, so at some point during that week we will also sit down and watch that movie. So here are all of the books that I plan on reading, plus Nimona, plus The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I definitely have my work cut out for me for 7 days. I hope I'm able to get through all of these. I'm happy that 3 of them won't take me as long because the other 4 will take me a long time. So let me know if you're participating in this readathon down below. I'd love to know what books you're reading for what prompts, and if you participated in any other readathons this month. I know that there were a lot. Like there was the Step Right Up-a-thon and the Medieval-a-thon, and there's a lot. So let me know what readathons you participated in this month. The other really great thing is that this checks off one of my goals because I wanted to participate in at least 3 readathons, and so I participated in March Mystery Madness, the Book Junkie Trials, and now the Reading Rush. So I've completed that goal, or I will when this is done, have completed that goal for the entire year. So that's pretty exciting. So thank you so much for watching this. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I'll be back with more bookish videos soon. As always, keep reading.